Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Bolt Crew podcast. Again, Dave Pele, Josh Pele, Mario Heron. Before we get things going, again, we need your help as far as if you guys like the show, subscribe to the show, all that stuff helps. Appreciate everyone that sat around and watched the game with us the other day. It was 3 hours of football, and it was like nightmare after nightmare. And the nightmare continued once we signed off. Just absolutely amazing. The things that could possibly go wrong with this organization, considering how good we felt about 50 hours ago. And then all of a sudden you go, oh my goodness, like, does it get any worse? It is raining bad news when it comes to the Los Angeles Chargers. And so here we are, and we're watching guys get banged up and grab a yellow t-shirt and take their pads off and sit there and watch the rest of the game. And then you find out later on, some guys are hurt more than others. We'll get into all the injuries. But guys, before we get into the injuries, I want to start first with Derwin James, because Derwin James and how important he is to this team. And all of a sudden, a suspension happens where it's not very often you see suspensions happen. But of course, it happens to the Chargers where you lose your number one defensive player, the guy that's extremely important on what happens and makes things go. Of course, he's suspended against the game against the Chiefs. And man, I hate to do the whole conspiracy thing, but you know that picture that goes around that after the Chiefs win, when it's Patrick Mahomes on the field exchanging jerseys with the referee? That's how it feels before this game even started. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And people get all upset with Goodell, and you can say whatever you want, but man, when it's a situation like this, a game inside your own division, it's a home game, it's your best chance to beat Kansas City, and then Derwin James is now suspended too. It's like it feels like, why even show up? Like if this was a YMCA soccer game, you go, you know what? Not even going to bring the boys out. Go ahead, have it any way you want to do it. We're not even going to bring the guys out. All right, we'll see you in 2 weeks. But absolutely insane that it just feels like whatever can happen to help the Chiefs, not so much to stick it to the Chargers, but whatever the NFL can do to benefit the Chiefs, this is the week it happens, and great, because it always seems like there's always something, whether it's a flag or ruling by the front office. It's just very frustrating, Josh.
Dude, all right. So I try to take my fan bias out of this situation, but it is complete crap. Doesn't matter however you want to look at this situation. Okay. Derwin James getting suspended for a hit, and go watch the hit again, is not even that bad compared to what Rashee Rice did in the offseason, who got 0 suspension, is insane. It is absolutely insane. I would stick it to Roger Goodell if I'm the Chargers. I'd say, you know what? We're gonna sit Justin Herbert. We're not going to give you what you want. We're not going to play our quarterback. So if you want to hurt us by having Derwin James not play, guess what? We're not going to give you what you want. We're not going to give you the star quarterback, and it's just going to be a blowout, because this is not football. It's not fair. The Chiefs get everything handed to them constantly, Mario, all the time. This is another situation where you say, if they weren't playing the Chiefs, would Derwin James be playing Sunday? And I 100% think he would be.
You know what? It's the past couple weeks, the NFL has made every conspiracy theorist be just that much more confident every single week. From the Bengals with the late penalties that they happened to them, with the Falcons and everything happened in that game, to now this, where Derwin James and a team that's already depleted without arguably 2 of their best players in Justin Herbert and Joey Bosa not going to be able to play in this game. Then you take away Derwin James, who, by the way, if you want to add even more to the cherry on top of all this, the leader in the Chargers secondary, who would face a Mahomes that's not playing the Mahomes way right now. He already has, 4 interceptions on the year. To put in perspective on how bad that is for him, in 2019, he had a total of 5 picks. In 2020, he had a total of 6 interceptions. So on pace to set a record of turning the ball over in his career. I'm not going to sit here and say, Derwin shouldn't have been suspended. I don't want to get into all that because I just don't have a strong enough side on either or of it. I just think it's just timely. Like you said, Josh, I want to put my fandom inside of it, but it's just very timely that this happens against the Chiefs, who need a win. It's in LA. All right. Really? Harbaugh's first game. Harbaugh's not very well liked, by the way, around the league by some people in power, if you haven't picked up on that yet. So it's all of it, Dave, is just a middle finger, I think, to everyone else in the league.
Josh brings up a good point, though. I mean, look at the situation with Rice over there with the Chiefs and everything that happened in the offseason. You're thinking, is this guy even going to play this year? I mean, at what point did the Chiefs just go, you know what, you're an embarrassment to organization. We're even going to cut ties with you. But that's not what the Chiefs do, and that's not what the NFL does. The NFL goes ahead and they pick like their team, right? The Patriots were their team for as good as it lasted. Then they get you on Deflategate. And then they go, okay, you know what? It's time for the run to end. The NFL sits there and it seems like things always happen in a favorable way for certain teams. I'm sorry, when Tyreek Hill was on the Chiefs and everyone hears the story about him punching a pregnant woman in the stomach and he doesn't miss any time, like, when was that okay? When was that okay for anything to protect the shield? Protect the shield? Guy's a complete embarrassment. He doesn't deserve to have a job in the NFL. As much as I would love to do it Josh's way, as far as saying, hey, we aren't going to address anybody that's important. We're going to go about this like we're playing the Rams in one of those preseason games. And whatever the scoreboard is, it only counts as one loss. Obviously, it hurts your fan base a little bit for people who pay to go. But that is a small portion for maybe sending a message for the rest of the NFL. We're going to do this for the other teams in the league as well. Enough is enough. And man, when you sit there and you watch this, the way it is setting up where everyone knows it's two teams in the division that have a chance of winning the AFC West, and maybe the Chiefs might have to play a road game in the postseason, it'd be a little bit different. But now it feels like the Chargers are destined to go 2-2 and the Chiefs are destined to go 4-0, and they're just gift wrapping the game to them before the game even starts. It's Tuesday and it feels like you don't have a fighting chance.
It feels as a Charger fan, we're already hopeless and the game hasn't started yet, which is the worst feeling ever, right? You want to go into every game feeling like you could win. Travis Kelce has not had a good season. Patrick Mahomes is undefeated, but statistically, can't talk, hasn't been great. They want Travis Kelce to have a good game. I 100% have the tinfoil cap on right now. They want Travis Kelce to have a good game. Derwin James is the one that guards Travis Kelce. And you can say that Travis Kelce has had big games against the Chargers because he has, but he also tells people his hardest competitor to go against is Derwin James. Everything's pointing to this direction that they want Travis Kelce and the Chiefs to win. I hate it for us Charger fans. I hate it for the NFL because, like Mario said, they are gift wrapping these wins to the Chiefs. The Chiefs have not looked good, yet they're 3-0. Daniel Jones and Patrick Mahomes have the same stats. Yet everybody wants to kill Daniel Jones and everybody wants to praise Patrick Mahomes. It is ridiculous. It feels like the Houston Astros where they can do whatever they want. They're not going to get punished. Kareem Hunt's back on the team. The Chiefs want to draw a line in the sand and say, we're not going to have somebody like that in our organization. Yet Isaiah Pacheco gets hurt and they bring him right back because they need a running back. Like, forget the Chiefs, man. I hate the Chiefs like everybody else, but it makes it worse when they feel like they have 12 men on the field. Like they always have help, Mario.
It's the double standard. Like, that's just very annoying. And by the way, let's all not forget the one time where it didn't go their way. And then do you remember what Mahomes said to Josh Allen? The whole that was bull crap. You got lucky. And Allen's like, are you serious, man? The one time I beat you in Arrowhead, you can't be like a little you got me. Like, you can't be like that. Like, are you serious? Like, shut the hell up. I think that's the other part of it too, Dave, that sticks to me is like, even in the moments when, the ball doesn't bounce, you still do this whole complaining like everyone's against you. No, everyone's freaking for you. Everyone wants you to freaking win. And it's the most frustrating part is I think, guys, our biggest thing going this season was split with the Chiefs. And this was the game that they were going to win. And then now, like you said, it's like going to be the Chiefs are going to have their worst day for the Chargers to win this game. And the Chargers are going to have their best day with who can play right now.
Okay, let's get into that on who can play right now. Because right now it feels like 5 days from this moment is going to be the most frustrating Sunday of the year. For me, at least. Like, it literally feels like we don't have a fair chance to compete. The Chiefs are the world champions. They're the team that's trying to become the first team ever to win 3 straight. And then it just feels like our hands are, behind our back and we don't have a chance. It's frustrating because it stinks to have that defeatist attitude, the conspiracy attitude. But man, look what we're serving out there, right? I mean, we already know we don't have depth. We aren't talking about one position. We're talking about every first-round pick basically we have on the roster that isn't able to go, right? I mean, look at it. Outside of QJ, how many first-round picks do we have that are able to play this Sunday?
Zion Johnson. I think that's
great. He's outstanding.
God bless.
Why can't they suspend Joey Bosa? We'll take that suspension. Suspend him.
We'll be the same thing. We're like, we weren't depending on him anyway.
Which one bothers you the most out of all these guys that can't go? Besides Justin Herbert, which is the cop-out answer. Which one bothers you the most?
Oh, Slater. Easily Slater.
right?
Because I think if Herbert doesn't play and our O-line's fine, Alt doesn't get hurt either, the Chiefs' run defense, Dave, is weak enough where Heineke can get a 7-0 lead quick and then just go, Harbaugh can tell him, hey, drain that freaking clock. Heineke can go, buddy, I could do this with, after 4 beers, I can do this. I'm the king of draining the clock. Like, he can do that and win. But without this O-line and this Chiefs defense able to get home, that's to me, Dave, where that's the biggest punch in the throat, kick in the nuts, up your ass type of stuff.
Let's go one step too far. Like it's
Yep,
always
we're past 10 minutes.
And then it's just always that one extra step. It was a little too far. For me, Rashawn Slater makes me upset because he's one of the best in the league. Not only is he one of the best, he's one of those guys that I think typical NFL fans don't even know who he is. Right? I mean, he really is one of Tom Telesco's best picks. Where you say, you know what, Keenan Allen's, when you think about Telesco, man, he got you Keenan Allen, and then you go, he got you Slater. And a lot of people weren't aware of Slater when they drafted him about how good he was, but he's had 2 major injuries now. And you see a lot of people from our last show, when I'm reading the comments, who are saying, time to get rid of him. You don't get rid of him. 1, 2 is, if he is healthy, you have the 2 best tackles in the entire NFL. It changes everything. He's that good. Joe Alt is that good. The injury to him is the one that really upsets me, that, God, he just missed 2 years ago. 2 years ago, he was banged up. And then now here we go. We have a chance with a new coach, and you have Alt on the other side. And those 2 guys, let's be honest, make the rest of the guys on the offensive line who aren't that good look that much better. And then here we go, major injury. I don't know what it means for his career or what it means for his reputation, right? Is there something worse in sports than being known as injury prone? Because you really can't control it, but it's something that happens to certain guys over and over again.
Yeah, Anthony Davis, I wanted to, myself. There's 2 things in San Diego, Mario, that will piss people off more than anything. You ready?
Yep.
All right. If you say like some taco shop is better than another one, they get super upset for some reason.
It's trees, right?
Which I don't. Yeah, people get upset.
He's right. You can talk about your mom before you talk about your favorite taco shop.
Yeah, don't talk about taco shops, or you better have a good opinion. You better come correct. And the second thing is to tell somebody that their favorite player is injury prone. If you say Fernando Tatis Jr. is injury prone, they lose their minds. I want to have the conversation about Rashawn Slater and Justin Herbert. People get upset about this. Are these guys injury prone? For Herbert, this is what, the 3rd or 4th time he's been injured. For Slater, it's the 2nd. If Slater misses the entire season, he's injury prone. I'm sorry. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. If Herbert keeps getting nicked up and misses 2 games here, a game here, we need to start having the conversation. Is Justin Herbert an injury-prone quarterback? And you might say that's not fair because of the hits he takes. It is what it is. Justin Herbert might become an injury-prone quarterback if he's not already.
I hate to say it, but you do have a point, especially with Slater, when you're at a position like tackle, where, like, I know it's grueling. I know there's, you're plagued to get injured at one point. I mean, look at their legs, guys, for every alignment. It's wrapped in every brace on the world to make sure that they stay out there. But then you look at it, 2021, he plays 16 games. 2022, plays 3. 2023, plays 17. 2024, he plays 3. Now he's hurt. They say it's a strain on his pec, so hopefully it is just a strain. But let's say it does get worse and, miss extended time plus 6 games. All right, well, that's 2 seasons out of the 4 where you miss majority of time. That's not good, man. And like you said, as you get older, your body doesn't get better. It gets worse. So that doesn't help you. Herbert, it's tough because you had the plantar fasciitis before the season. Now you have these high sprained ankle happening right now. MRI comes back and he's fine, but we know how sprained ankles work. Like, this is not going to be a problem. After 2 weeks, you're good. You're fine. Swelling goes away. Now, after every game he plays, every snap, that swelling's going to come right back and be fatter than fat. It's going to be like a damn cankle. Like, it's going to be worse for the guy. And then the rumors are going to start swirling because at some point people are going to go, how good is this team? Is, Herbert pulling Harbaugh back? And that's going to be the first time you ever had a discussion, I think, Dave, of a coach being held back by Herbert and not the other way around.
Can you pull up Herbert's games? Like, how many games has Herbert missed? I'm curious to know.
I have it right here. So he missed 13 games last year, 17, 17, 15. Okay. So really not that bad. It's just the past 2 seasons you're
So,
hearing a
but he's
lot of
almost
it.
missed the equivalent of an entire season, right? You said 17 total, so he did miss an entire season. Is that what you said?
17 in 2022, 17 in
Oh,
2021,
how many games he played?
15 in 2020. These are games played. In
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were going
2020,
the other way.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. 2020, 15, but that was because Tyrod Taylor almost got murdered
By their own staff.
by their own staff, which is a crazy story that does not get talked about enough.
Yeah, it's the best thing to happen to Herbert. Yeah.
Is it
I mean,
an
it was.
organizational failure? This whole thing,
Dude, I
Herbert? Are you
said
gonna
on
blame
this
it on
show,
the organization?
yeah, I thought I think it was on this show. I said, I thought there was a major lawsuit coming. I mean, Tyrod Taylor finally gets his chance. All of a sudden, he takes a shot in the lungs and he can't play, and it's Herbert's turn. I mean, it is one of the craziest things in sports. It's the most Charger thing of all time. The only thing is it benefited the Chargers. Tyrod Taylor goes on and becomes a career backup all over the place. But all right, so again, the injury prone thing. I mean, how many quarterbacks do you look around the league and you say they aren't like Philip Rivers, meaning they never gets hurt? I mean, people in Southern California and Charger fans all over want to goof on the Dolphins for Tua, right? That Tua is a mess. Dude, our guy's not that great either. I mean, we the only
Not that bad though. Besides the past 2 seasons, that's a pretty good stat.
We're getting hurt in training camp. We're getting hurt in training camp without even playing in training camp games.
Yeah, but
You know
it's
what I'm
plantar fasciitis, dude. Like,
Do
it's
you have
not.
plantar fasciitis? I don't.
I hope not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I'm
peed and it
serious.
hurt. I don't even know what that means.
I mean, you had as much contact this summer as he did. What the hell's going on?
I'm just saying, but like, I don't think we can compare it to Tua. Like, oh, it's along the same lines. I don't think it's not even close. That's my point.
I don't think Justin Herbert is an injury-prone quarterback, but it's getting to the point where you have to start pointing fingers either at the offensive line, the organization. The fact that it took the organization this long to have any type of protection for Justin Herbert, and then he still gets hurt, is just sad to me. I think Justin Herbert has done a fantastic job for the most part of not putting him in harm's way, of running all over the field like Josh Allen. It's just sad that he's getting hurt and he's not even a running quarterback. Like, he's not even getting hurt making plays
Josh
down
Allen.
the field. Yeah, he's getting hurt in the pocket. Like, the hit that he took against the Panthers, I mean, I would be out for the whole year. Like, honestly, the way that looked, I think he's a tough guy. I'm not going to point fingers at Justin Herbert, but the Chargers to me have zero chance at winning. Like, this weekend is just an example of the Chargers having zero chance of winning if he doesn't play. And to answer the question, I would not play Justin Herbert this weekend. If you're telling me that Alt and Slater are not going to play, why the hell would you throw your quarterback back there to get the crap beaten out of him, especially when you have the bye week next week? It makes zero sense to me. The Chiefs are just going to tee off on whoever the quarterback is.
Josh, you couldn't have said anything more accurate in your life, man. If our starting tackles, are not able to play, why the hell should Herbert play? He's just going to get hurt. And I know he's a tough son of a gun. I know he can play through anything. I know that we literally need him to even come close to winning this game. But the bye week's next week. It's very early in the season. We're not going to be able to protect him. Can only rely so much on the run. We're going to need to be able to pass the ball to win this game. I just don't think he should play. Get Heineke, Dave. He's a suitable backup. Roll the dice with it. What if we get a crazy Heineke game? What if? That could happen. Have you seen the other quarterback play in the NFL? It's crap. It's not good. What if?
All right, let me throw this one at you. Are you that concerned about protecting your quarterback that you say, I'm not even going Heineke, I'm going Easton Stick? Like,
No.
we can't have a chance of losing Heineke that, hey, this is let Stick go out there and take the beating.
Don't ever play Easton Stick. I'm not going to watch the game. Straight up. That's
Yeah.
That's where I am with Easton Stick. It's a big F you to us Charger fans if you play Easton Stick. I agree with Mario. Taylor Heineke gives you a chance. Easton Stick, the game's over before it starts. There's no way in hell I throw Easton Stick out there.
Dude, I almost feel without 2 tackles, I don't care who your quarterback is, you don't have a chance.
You don't. The line right now, I believe, is 8.5 for the Chiefs. I don't know how you don't hammer that if you're betting on this game. Chargers are going to have to throw the ball, like Mario said, all over the field. To who? The Chargers receivers have been okay, but they haven't been great. The tight ends have been better. They haven't been great. J.K. Dobbins has been the highlight of the offense. Good luck running with J.K. Dobbins this weekend if Justin Herbert's not in there. They're going to stack the box.
Yeah, they are.
It's going to be the Steelers game all over again. What you saw in the second half is going to be a lot of what you see in this game if you can't move the ball. What, Chargers had -5 yards in the second half?
Yeah.
It's going to get ugly, man. I would not throw Justin Herbert in an ugly situation. You have already failed Justin Herbert as an organization. Do not put him in there to get hurt.
I don't disagree with that at all. It's sad. I don't disagree with that at all.
I don't. And like even after this bye week, we go straight to Denver. Why not just wait it out, beat the crap out of Denver? You face Arizona, then you face the Saints. That could be 3 straight wins with a healthy Herbert. Not healthy Herbert. All those games are toss-ups. All those games are. They're all 50-50. I don't care what you say. So why not just lean on a Heineke luck? That's what I'm doing, Dave.
2 of those 3 teams are playing much better than expected when the schedule came out. I mean, the Saints are playing much better. Arizona's playing much better. I mean, none of those are cakewalk games.
No.
And they're healthy. They're all healthy. Those teams are healthy.
I mean, dude, I've never thought in my life once I would like to be a defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure I could have success as the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs if I was said, hey, Dave, can you do it? I go, you know what? I can do it. I'm going to look like a stud, too. I'm going to stick basically 9 guys within 5 yards of that Chargers offensive line. That's how confident I am. 9 guys. I can stop the run. I can get to your quarterback, and I can cover your slants. I'm fine. I don't know.
Yeah, you man-to-man the receivers, have them beat you. The Chargers receivers had struggled all season long at finding separation, stack the box. And then I don't even know if you play J.K. Dobbins as much as you would normally. Like J.K. Dobbins is injury prone too.
Yeah.
This is a guy that could get hurt and miss a lot of time. Maybe you give Gus Edwards, Vidal some more chances, Haskins, some other guys in there. Maybe Junior Colson gets more run. Give guys more of an opportunity in this game. And I would never say in a season where there's only 17 games, Mario, you lay down for one of them. I 100% would lay down for one of them for 2 reasons. One, you don't want any more injuries to your team, especially Justin Herbert. And 2, it's a big FU to the NFL because you're going to take away our best defensive player in Derwin James. We're going to take away our quarterback and our players. You're not going to get the ratings that you're looking for.
Yeah, explain that to whoever's sitting there paying for commercials in the 3rd and 4th quarter. Now what? You know? That's what you get. Number 2 media market. Now what? Yeah. Ridiculous. I wish Derwin James, if he was going to get a suspension, it would obviously be a road game. To do it to the fan base, it's all excited about Harbaugh becoming the new head coach and being a different team, and people saying, you know what, I'm in on this Charger team. I'm going to invest in season tickets, and this is the product you're forcing them to stick out there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I will say though, on the flip side,
go ahead, give me some good news.
I'm just saying, what do we have to lose?
Nothing.
Just a game.
We're out.
Just a game.
Hey. I'm telling you, put me in that locker room with me and Jimbo.
Yeah,
we're getting the boys fired up. I'm just saying, we have no Slater, with no Herbo, no Bosa, no James. I'm looking at all those backups. I go, this is your 4 hour of spotlight of your time to shine. Why not? Why not us? Who's got it better than us? Everyone right now. Everyone in the world. So why not just go? Pull out all the stops. Like why? There's a little part of me, guys. I'm not kidding. There's a little part of me that's gonna wake up tomorrow, Friday, Thursday, whatever, Wednesday, whatever freaking day, and go, but what if Heineke kind of balls out? I'm gonna bet it. Okay.
Are you gonna bet it? You gonna take the under? Are you gonna take the other team? You gonna take the favorite?
I've been thinking about it all day. Like just can't, dude. I love Heineke so much. I don't think you guys understand. He's like one of my favorite players to watch because I just love. He doesn't care. So like he's fully on. Like, dude, I'll just go.
Well, he doesn't have a choice. He's getting paid. I mean, here's the deal. I keep thinking of that Saturday Night Live scene with Peyton Manning, where he's in the locker room and he's talking to the team. And he's in a basketball uniform. And he goes, I'm going to tell you right now, the thought of going out and playing the second half, a little bit of pee just came out. That's where I'm kind of at with this team. It doesn't feel like a fair fight right now. I don't want to sit there and spend the entire show going, poor us, but it kind of feels like poor us. And when I'm watching the comments on the side here, I'm reading every one of them, and the other guys are too. So we appreciate the comments. We're going to get to your comments in a little bit as well. But when, you sit there and you talk about the injuries that we have and Bosa and Herbert and going through all of them again, there are certain guys like Slater. As I said, going back to the pectoral muscle thing, obviously that pushes him down to one arm. I mean, he's basically would have to play football with one arm. It's important that he heals. Bosa's situation, he's the boy who cried wolf. I never trust any injury to Bosa, so we'll just move on from that one. I just don't trust him. Herbert, I believe he honestly wants to be on the field if he can be on the field. A lot of people are upset that the Chargers played Herbert the other day. You know, I like what Harbaugh did, though. Harbaugh said he's going to play until he limps. And the second he limped, he was out. He was out of the game. He was true to his word. Even though the score dictated that they still had a chance, Harbaugh said, no, this is the franchise. The good news thing is, and I agree with this comment, and Bill Belichick said it. He goes, games in September don't mean jack. He goes, as much as we're frustrated, it's the Chiefs. He goes, as long as you're basically ramping up and you're playing well at the end of November, December, and January, you're going to be okay. But he goes, September, you're just figuring out who you are and what works.
Yeah. No, 100%. I got a question for you guys. People were talking about this on social media. Does it bother you that Joey Bosa had his street clothes on at halftime, or would you want him to keep his uniform on? Does that mean anything to you? I know some people were really upset about that, Mario.
I don't give a flying fuck. Sorry. My bad. To me, that's one of those guys where I just don't care. I was too busy on the game, block the guys out. Fine, I'm worried about the guys on the field. I don't care that he's in street clothes. I don't care if he was wearing, a San Diego Chargers shirt to Los Angeles. I don't care. The guy's out. Or about the players on the field.
Yeah. So when I think about the guys that might not play in this game, I'll tell you how much it bothers me that they're not playing. Justin Herbert, a 10. Joe Alt, a 10. Rashawn Slater, a 10. Derwin James, a 10. Joey Bosa, about a 4. That's where I am with Joey Bosa. The first play of the game, you get hurt. You talk this big smack going into the season. I'm going to be a guy, the best version of myself. I'm going to make plays. The game that we need you the most, you get hurt on the first play. Does that not summarize his whole time with the Chargers? Like when we need you the most, you're not available. Like I'm over Joey Bosa. Herbert, I feel terrible for. Slater, James. Bosa, I'm over it. I really don't care.
No, I hate to say it. I mean, when he plays, I just go, well, it's a bonus, but you can't rely on it. You just can't. You'd be crazy to rely on it. I mean, that's what he is, Joey Bosa is the version of a deadbeat dad as an NFL player. If there were deadbeat dads in the NFL, that's what he would be. That's exactly what he is. I'm sorry. The fact he's wearing a t-shirt, it just makes me mad because the camera showed it. That's why I got frustrated watching the game. And I know I said some personal things in that thing and I feel bad about. I didn't lose an ounce of sleep. But my point is, I just don't show him on camera. It's just a reminder that he's not available. It's like, Joey, why even bother tying your shoes? Like, it's always something with you. It's always something where you give me headaches. I'm tired of watching you. You're killing our salary cap. We can't depend on you. Thing is, you have a brother in the league that's awesome. Your mom doesn't even go to your games. I mean, the whole thing's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, you look around the league of the Chargers that were on the team last year that are playing for other teams. Bears fans feel the same way about Keenan Allen. They hate Keenan Allen. He's not available to play. And when he did play, he wasn't great. They want to kill Keenan Allen. Mike Williams is an afterthought, right? He's going to be out of the league soon, I believe. Austin Eckler looked pretty damn good yesterday on Monday Night Football, scoring that touchdown. The Chargers organization as a whole, I don't know why they get hurt so much. Like, why is this a thing? Is it in the air? Is it something in Los Angeles? You look at the Rams. They can't even stay healthy either. The Dodgers can't stay healthy. Lakers get hurt all the time. I don't know what the hell's going on with these teams in LA, but it frustrates you, Mauro, because you feel like on paper you have this great team, but then by week 3, like every other season, we're missing our best players. It feels like the games are over before they start. And our whole thing is, right, if Justin Herbert's playing, you always have a chance. Well, now he's not going to play, or he's probably not going to play. So you feel like you really just don't have a chance as a fan. And one more thing real quick. The Derwin James situation is 100 times less worse than what happened to Devontae Smith, and there was no flag. A guy has his helmet off on the field and takes a hit to the face. Nothing happens. What Christian Wilkins did to Rashawn Slater in week 1, hitting him after the whistle, was more egregious than what Derwin James did. Yep. It is insane.
I'll go one step further. That Christian Wilkins could incite a fight. Derwin James, it didn't that's not going to cause a fight in a game. That's just a hit where you're going full speed. That guy is a little lower than you anticipate. You're already too far gone. That hit happens. Wilkins was going for a freaking fight, and they had nothing. They said, hey, that's okay. That's all good, guys. That's all good. It's all fair in love and war, right? Let's have a good one. Like what? And also on top of this, or like this isn't Chargers aren't known for a team for cheap shots. Like I'd get it if like, hey, this, we got a bunch of Draymond Greens in the NFL right now, and it's like, hey, you gotta, put the hammer down. Completely understand, Roger. I got you. I get it, brother. But no, it's a what? Really? Like get out of here with that. Like that's the other thing that sends me. Like just all around the league, and there's another hit too. I remember seeing Dave. I can't freaking remember. That was also bull crap. But it's just they pick and choose. That's my problem. Be consistent.
They do. They pick and choose. The hit Josh is talking about, the New Orleans Philadelphia game was the worst, maybe the worst thing I've ever seen in the NFL. And I don't know if there was basically if they followed that down, Josh, as far as again, helmet off, player laying on the ground, and a guy literally jumped in there and speared him in the face while his helmet was off. I mean, dude, what's the penalty for spearing? And then to do it with a guy that had no helmet on at all after the play was over. And there was nothing made of it at the time. There was no flag even thrown. Nothing.
It's crazy. And then you have John Runyon, one of the dirtiest NFL players of all time, making the calls on which guys get suspended and which don't get suspended. Make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. I understand. Yeah. By the way, I understand that Austin Eckler got hurt. He had a touchdown. They won. He's still the backup running back. Do I want Austin Eckler on this team? J.K. Dobbins all day long. I don't care about Austin Eckler. But the reason, obviously, Derwin James gets suspended is because of his injury or his history of these penalties. That was not even bad. When you review it the next day, which they did, and they determined it was bad enough for him to get suspended, then you suspend him? How in the hell do you have any evidence from what he did that he deserves a suspension? Like some of the other hits, dude, I'm with you. Like the Colts hit on primetime, like you could have killed him. Like if that was what he would have done, I'm all for the suspension. That's not okay. But for what he did to the tight end, like that guy outweighs Derwin James by 50 pounds, and it wasn't even egregious.
Yep. All right, let's look at some of the other teams around the league. You talk about as basically came to end. We'll go through. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys right now how we did on our picks. I'm just going to jump segments real quick. All right, how we did on our picks because they were terrible. All right, I don't know if you guys were betting the first month of the season. I was really upset on how bad I was because I thought I was going to gain some ground on you guys. I'm telling you right now, I was so bad. I was 5-11 on my picks. Okay, I'm 19-29 on the season. Josh, what do you think you wore in your picks?
This past week.
How many wins do you think you got?
I'll go 8.
Mario, what do you think you have?
I looked at the doc, so I'm
okay.
cheating in this, but I can tell you this right now: the Niners bet me over.
Okay, so all of us were 5-11, Josh. All right,
okay.
All of us, terrible. So on the season, I'm 19-29. Josh and Mario both 21-27. Unbelievable. That's not good. So my question to you guys is: when you look at the NFL right now, because some of the surprises are cool. It's one of the reasons we watch, right? It doesn't go to plan, right? Stuff like the Vikings or stuff like the Bengals. I want to ask you real quick about Cincinnati, because Cincinnati is a team that we thought maybe we could see in the postseason. Right now, Cincinnati's thinking, I know we always start slow, but this is ridiculous. I mean, you lose to the Commanders at home. That was one people like, wow, that's a big damn deal. The Commanders are known as one of the jokes in the league. They finally have a quarterback who is ridiculously good. If you didn't see Jane Daniels play in college, you're going, wow. Put it this way, I've never rooted for an injury in my life because I think it's bad karma to do it. When LSU played Alabama last year and Jaden Daniels got hurt, and I was like, good. Like I literally said it to the TV, good. Because I was like, this guy is that good of a football player. He is awesome, right? When you're talking about all these stories about the Giants possibly trading up for him or the Raiders trading up for him, you could see why now, right? It was 2 LSU quarterbacks going at it yesterday in that game, and you're going, man, this guy is a huge difference maker. Washington finally found their quarterback. So when you guys look at the NFL right now, as a surprise, which teams stand out to you to go, man, I completely didn't see that coming, and at the same time, good or bad, what do you guys see so far?
Stick in the AFC or just in general?
Go AFC first.
Okay, well, I watched the Bengals game yesterday, and honest to God, they just look like any other team in the NFL. Like, Joe Burrow doesn't look that special. They put zero pressure on Jaden Daniels. He could sit back there and take a nap. The guy had
no defense at all.
No defense at all for Cincinnati. They're just another team in the NFL. A team that's surprising in the AFC. I don't know, man. I feel like this has been the weirdest NFL season up to this point so far. The passing numbers are down. I don't really know which teams are very good, which teams are that bad. The Jaguars stink. They're awful. The Dolphins are one of the worst teams in the NFL without
Yep.
Tua. Maybe the Steelers because Justin Fields is their quarterback, but you see what Mike Tomlin can do for other guys. I don't know. I think there's a lot of parity.
I think the team that very clearly stands out to me right away, especially because I thought this could be a big down year for him with everything they just unloaded this past offseason. Dude, the Bills this year have not gone under 30 points yet. 34 against the Cardinals, 31 against the Dolphins, 47 against the Jags. I think the past 2 games too. Like I know Tua got hurt in that game, but like even if Tua played that full game, they were getting smacked. Like they were not going to come close to winning that game. Like the Bills were dominating that game from start to finish. And I thought the Bills would smoke the Jaguars. I did not think it would be that bad. Like that was a college team playing a JV football team, the JV Noblesville Millers back in Indianapolis, Indiana. Like that's what that was last night. So how dominant they've been this early has been like kind of a big surprise to me. Can they keep on doing it? We'll see. I think Josh Allen's like the clear like MVP if it ended. I so hate, by the way, pet peeve. The MVP ended today. Like, all right, dude. Nice. Like if the season ended in 2021 in December, the Bulls would have been the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Then Lonzo Ball got hurt, and then I became depressed. So, but if the MVP, the end of today, whatever, like Josh Allen is it. So, Bills by far to me is a big just surprise. I don't know if surprise, but I'm surprised in how clear and above they are on against other teams.
I'm with you on the Bills thing. I think when we picked our divisions, Mark, I think you picked them still in first place. I thought you were crazy when you did it. But at the same time, you get rid of Diggs, and man, all of a sudden Josh Allen never looks better, right? That offense never looks happier. It never looks more efficient. You don't have one guy screaming all the time, get me the ball. Josh Allen's in charge. He decides what it's going to work, and they don't have to worry about any repercussions of players on your team screaming at you, even if you do score a touchdown. But the defense on the Bills has played outstanding considering how many guys are no longer with the team that they thought made that team go, right? And it really is pretty incredible. Like we thought the Bills for sure were firing their coach and Belichick could end up there. And all of a sudden the Bills look really, really impressive. The Steelers doing what they're doing with Mike Tomlin. Nothing surprises me anytime Mike Tomlin does anything. Just what Mike Tomlin does. Just one of the best coaches in the league. A lot of talk. Russell Wilson comes back. He will be traded. Like, what are you doing? Justin Fields is doing fine. And the last things he needs is pressure of a Russell Wilson over his shoulder. A lot of talk that all of a sudden you signed Russell Wilson. Everybody laughed at you when you acquired him. But there are teams like the Dolphins, teams like the Raiders. There are teams out there that say, Russell Wilson, we might be willing to make a move for you.
Do you think this has been the most boring season so far? People are calling for, quarterback play's been down. The games have been not entertaining. Do you guys agree with that?
I could be crazy. I could be the problem in the room. I've been that problem before. Been that guy. Don't want to be that guy, but I've been there. I've loved every game.
Me too.
I okay, thank you. Like I've had a blast. Like I think I think all the rookie QBs has been insanely fun. And I love bad football. I love defense takes over a game. I get off to that crap. I love that. So the more the defense just dominates a football game, like the better. Also, like I think this maybe could relate to no starters playing the preseason. Training camp, we have made so many rules in training camp where the contact's limited, going full speed's limited. Like all that stuff's so limited now. Like maybe this is the effect of that. Now I'd say we should go back to 2 days, for these guys because that was a bad idea, But I'm just saying it's product of your environment a little bit.
Yeah, well, here you go. Sorry, I just got thrown off on a comment on the side. Robert writes, you guys suck at picking games. I know, Robert. That's the point. I read it. If I never told you, you would never know we suck. But I pointed it out.
We could have changed it.
We're going to turn it around. Yeah, I could have lied to you. And maybe you go back and listen to every show and keep your own scorecard. But I didn't. I told you the truth. Damn, Robert. I don't kick me when I'm down. Damn.
It'd be really funny if you did change. And then there was one turn that wrote it down.
Josh, you went 9-6. Or 9-7 to sit there and to do it, changing the whole thing. I don't think that's what I heard. Are you going to go back and listen to another 50 minutes and see if we're right or wrong? I told you, Robert, just calm down. All right, I'm on the Belichick thing on this one. All right, September 24th. We'll get our ass together. What time's your show start? I'll listen and see how good your picks are. Enough. All right. So here's the deal. God dang it. Robert completely threw me off. I agree with Mario, what he's saying, though, man. I love the NFL. I'm telling you, I'm here for it all. When I sat there and I watched, when our show ended, I turned on the Rams 49er game and I'm like, another blowout, And then I have on another TV, I'm watching the Dodgers and Rockies. And I'm like, man, I'm not in a good mood today at all watching the Chargers thing. I couldn't get over. Then all of a sudden, Ohtani hits a home run and Mookie Betts hits a home run. Then I turn on my head and then all of a sudden the Rams, some crazy move and they beat the Niners. And I'm going, this is why the NFL is great. I mean, this is it. Baseball just kind of moves at a slower pace to get a dramatic finish. The NFL is fantastic. You're nuts if you think it's a terrible season. Go ahead, turn your TV off. What else are you going to do? What are you going to do? Go to the grocery store? Buy tuna, 4 cans for $3? Come on. What are you doing?
Yeah, gonna go to Trader Joe's, get a coffee. Yeah, shove that up your ass. Yeah.
Jesus. It's always one step too far.
I know.
See?
My bad.
You're good right there. And then it's always one step up your ass.
I didn't take my ADHD medicine today. We'll off the rails.
The worst, my point, I was going to get to the same thing you guys said. You know how you watch every game because of your fantasy lineup or whatever?
Yeah.
You watch the worst NFL game of the weekend, and it is still so much better than the other sports. Like, I couldn't agree more with Dave. I love the Padres. They were playing the White Sox. I'd rather watch the 2 worst teams than my favorite team playing a baseball game. That's how much fun the NFL is, how fun the NFL is. I think people also want to say it's not as fun because Patrick Mahomes isn't great and Travis Kelce isn't great and all these other guys. Isn't that the whole point of the sport? You want other people to play well. Like Damar Hamlin, who is a 3rd-string safety, is awesome. Like, I love those kind of storylines. Josh Allen putting a team together without Stephon Diggs. All these other things can be great. Just because Patrick Mahomes hasn't been fantastic doesn't mean it's a bad season. We have tons of starred comments, Mark. Should we start getting to these?
Yeah. Let's start hitting them because we're way behind on them.
Okay. I will start with you want to go the one above that?
There's another one? Oh, my bad.
AK199 says Mahomes just celebrated his birthday. Minter's defense is coming. If Jesse Minter can beat Patrick Mahomes this weekend, I don't know what I'll do with myself. It'll be the biggest upset of all time.
I would love to live in AK's mind of positivity for Los Angeles Chargers. Every game, he's got to win. He's like, we're going to beat the Chargers 31-3. They got that 3 because Bosa's out.
The way AK wrote that looks like Game of Thrones. Winter's coming.
Oh, yeah. I go next.
Hope you're right, AK.
This one's $5 from Young West. He says, I feel like a shit husband for getting my wife a Bosa jersey. Shaking my head. The guy is the tumor of this team. He gets injured, then it's a dominoes effect. I don't think you're a bad husband. I do think you're a shitty husband. It's all your fault. If it wasn't for you, Joey Bosa would be playing, and just because you got the jersey, we can all blame you.
Why would you do that? Why would you possibly do that?
Yeah.
You got 53 guys to choose from. Why? It's ridiculous.
This is how you make up for it, Young West. You go to CVS, you find a nice romantic card, you take a pen pad, and you write everything down in the card in your handwriting, and then you give it to your wife. You're welcome.
I don't know. Kind of get a J.K. Dobbins jersey for your girl on the side. I don't know what to tell you. That was a bad choice.
Or Michael Bandy.
Young West, $5 again. Thank you. It says Rashee Rice and Kareem Hunt can be physical outside of the NFL, which are crimes, and don't get any punishments.
Yeah.
But DJ playing rough football is a massacre. That's BS. I think you said that perfectly. Derwin James is a model citizen outside of the game, but he plays rough inside of the game, yet he's the one that gets suspended. To me, it makes no sense.
No, yeah, absolutely right. And I think most people, it doesn't matter what team you root for, they feel the same way. They just feel the same way. I mean, if you guys recall, when all the things went down with Ray Rice in that elevator, once we saw it, man, it completely changed your opinion. It was one of those where you want to make an excuse, so we don't know how bad it was or what the truth is. But once you actually saw it, forget it. And if you saw Tyreek Hill punch a pregnant woman in the stomach, if you saw a video of that, you would have said, there's no way you'd want this guy playing. And guess what? He wouldn't be playing because we all saw it. Just the way it is.
Yep. AK499 says, Herbert will play Sunday. The coach will not concede the divisions to KC. They will be 2 games behind and a tiebreaker. I will explain Thursday. Herbert will play. AK has inside information.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you guys. AK, appreciate that. Here's the deal. Let's say Herbert does play on Sunday. Are you guys mad? Are you guys going, what the hell are we doing? Why is he playing?
Yes. Yep.
If
I am.
you're both of you are saying we have to protect Herbert from himself. Is that what you're saying?
I would protect Justin Herbert from himself. Exactly.
Yeah, I would too. Just with the bye right there, I'm willing to risk it.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
playing.
I'm with Mario. Dave, Josh, Mario, were you surprised? This comes from Daniel McCamish. Dave, Josh, Mario, were you surprised to see the Chargers pass the ball 3 downs, the first 3 downs during their first possession of the second half? I was surprised because it was not Charger football. We predicated everything on the run, and then they come out throwing the ball, and the third quarter was worse than the second quarter, and the fourth quarter was worse than the third quarter. So I think it was not Chargers football.
Yeah, I was surprised by it, and they got behind on the sticks. And anytime you get behind the sticks, that really limits your play calling, Dave. Like that takes away about half your playbook, and from there, you're in a tough spot. So I was very surprised. It's not the Charge football that we thought we knew it was, and I think it was a Greg Roman spaz out, if anything, right there.
You don't think here's my guess on why that happened is they're like, all right, Mike Tomlin's smart. Okay. Mike Tomlin's thinking he has us figured out. His whole speech in the second half is we got to do a good job on focusing and stopping the run. So we're going to surprise them with the pass and take advantage and get a quick 7. Don't you think that was the attitude of why they did that? It obviously backfired, didn't work at all, and changed the momentum of the game. But don't you think that's what the Chargers were thinking? We're going to outsmart Mike Tomlin?
Yeah, good luck outsmarting Mike Tomlin. It's never going to happen.
Yeah,
This doesn't happen. I think you skipped a couple, Mario. Oh yeah, Dominic Rogers says, how y'all feeling about some Chargers fans calling to trade Derwin? That's insane. Why would we trade Derwin? I'm not for that at all. I love Derwin James.
I'm all for Derwin. I want him still on the team. So no.
That would hurt. That would hurt. I mean, if it got to the point where your record shows that you aren't going to compete, you have 0 chance of making the playoffs, or at least it's trending that way, and you trade Derwin. I mean, I don't know. What do you think the return on Derwin would be at this stage of his career? A 3? I'm with Mario. I think it's a 3.
Yeah.
3rd round pick. That would kind of hurt.
I say a 2.
Maybe 2. Yeah.
You think you get a 2nd round pick for him?
I still think Derwin James is one of the best safeties in the league. I think.
I do too.
You could probably get it 2 from a team. Desperate.
He's a guy that can play multiple positions.
Let's hope we aren't sitting there making a decision like that. But I tell you what, nothing would surprise me at that point, right? I mean, Harbaugh's going, I got a 5-year contract. You know, the whole thing is, hey, we got a 5-year plan. Why do you have a 5-year plan? I got a 5-year contract. I mean, none of that would surprise me. The chances of Derwin James being on this team at the end of Harbaugh's contract aren't very good.
Please, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this. AK199 says Derwin can appeal the suspension and play. I believe he is appealing the suspension, and I highly doubt he gets it appealed. I think he's not going to play.
Those tend to not get, appealed and go their way. Very, very low chance.
Alan says, is it too late to trade Bosa for a box of cereal? No, it's not. Trade him now. 5.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah. The official serious of the Bolt Crew podcast. Look, here's the deal, man. I'm going to throw something at you. Bosa, new plan of attack. Instead of just pulling yourself out of games all the time, why don't you earhole a couple people? Just get tossed from games. And go, I was playing aggressive. They threw me out.
That's true.
I mean, it's obvious you don't want to play. Just go ahead and make it so you're getting suspended. He doesn't want to pay the fine, probably. He doesn't want to return money. I think Charger fans would respect him a lot more if we got a tough guy. We got a Lalo Zato badass guy.
I have no respect for him right now. B. Hannon says, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant in San Diego? Sorry, Mario. All right. $5, by the way. Dave, what do you say?
I don't know. You go first on this one. They're all good.
I'm not really thinking of a restaurant. I'm thinking of more of a
shop.
taco shop. I like Cotijas. I think you get most for your money. I like Miguel's at Portside Pier. It's pretty good. I don't know if I have a favorite Mexican restaurant, though.
It used to be Lolita's for a long time, and it's just the portion size is small.
Yeah,
it's not the same as it used to be. So here you go, Mara. Just a quick Mexican food thing. I know we have a lot of people in San Diego that are paying attention to the show. Lolita's was like a top-notch Mexican restaurant taco shop you used to go to, but they only accepted cash. See, like it was one of those we were sure that they never paid taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't even take a debit card. You know, like that's weird. You only take cash. All of a sudden, they're taking cards, and the portions went down dramatically. It wasn't the same thing. Now, at the same time, Mario was here a couple weeks ago when Josh got married. My mother was here for a month before Josh's wedding, and every day she's taking me to a Mexican taco shop. Like she's let's go every damn day. And I'm like, holy cow! I told Josh, if I eat any more of this food, I'm gonna look like Almeida Signs when he used to play for the Dodgers, the big tomato. Like I'm completely changing shape, eating basically carne asada burritos every day.
Josh, what was the club that we went to after your wedding?
Sago.
There's a little Mexican tent that's out there. I believe they open at like around 11 p.m. That's the best Mexican restaurant in San Diego.
Was it? It was good, huh? With the
It's pretty
street
good.
tacos, is that what they were, Josh?
It was the fattest
taco?
burrito I've ever
I didn't even know
had.
there was one there. I was drinking.
Yeah, I got a burrito, and then me and everyone that worked there was making fun of the people that was ahead of us that were asking for gluten-free stuff, and I just decided to make a bunch of jokes about them, and then they left, and I got their food.
Dude, here's
Oh, nice.
here's a little side note, which is kind of weird. And if you think about it, I've never had this conversation with anybody, but I think people in the chat will know. If you ever get like a giant burrito and you're like, number one, he's like, I never knew they could make tortillas that big. You know, you're like, you get kind of pumped up. Like to get a giant burrito is really one of the pleasures in life, which always makes me laugh in Anchorman, where he goes, this burrito is good, but it's quite filling, and he checks it out the window. Dude,
Yeah.
it's like that. Like you want a burrito that you can't finish. That's where you're at. And then you're like, that was a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, I agree. I think burritos are the most underrated food, like across the nation. Like people don't talk about burritos enough for how good they are.
Like a giant tortilla going, man, that's impressive.
Dude,
By the time you stack that
Chipotle
thing
does
up, you're
that.
like,
they have the giant tortilla.
yeah. And then it feels like you just
Bosa
ate a
does
catcher's
too.
mitt. It's so goddamn big. It feels like you ate a catcher's mitt.
It's great.
Bro, you
I
get
love
that
it.
when you get that first bite and you're on the side where like the queso and guac are perfectly mixed. Brother.
All right. You got any more there?
No, but people are freaking out about Junior Colson, saying that his injury is something to watch. I guess they just signed a linebacker to the practice squad.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. Just kick me in the nuts.
All right, let me ask you a question. Is Colson too small for the NFL right now?
No. I think he's fine.
Okay. Because he's been injured since he got here, since he got off the plane.
Yeah, he has actually. AK199 says, my prediction, Chargers win 24-21, Dicker 53-yard field goal. AK, if the Chargers win 24-21 on a Cameron Dicker 53-yard field goal, I'm going to send you a blank check. You just fill in the rest, okay?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm gonna,
Oh, boy.
and I'm gonna start a Mexican restaurant in San Diego.
You can open one up?
Yep. El Mario.
What's this? What's the Cobb salad burrito? What's that one? Am I missing something? Is there a joke in there?
I've never had a Cobb salad burrito. Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, there could be a joke that we're really
I think it was a
missing.
joke in there. There's a happy face in there. Maybe he's laughing. I
Yeah.
just read it out loud. Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
I hope it's not something sexual that I just read out loud. I see people writing on the side too. Obviously, Southern California, Mario, it's a big series coming up this starting tonight. Padres at Dodger Stadium, 3-game series for the last week. It's a big damn deal. So I'm going tomorrow night. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going. Now here's the deal. I got to ask you guys a show question on what you would do here.
Okay.
The guy who I'm going with is a Padre fan. I'm obviously a huge Dodger fan. He's wearing all Padre gear. Okay. Now he says to me, we're going, but if a fight breaks out, you gotta protect me. You gotta help me out here. Like, don't let me get beat up by Dodger fans.
You're
What do you
56.
do? What?
Aren't you like 56?
I'm not 56. What the hell are you talking about?
But that's
Lord.
crazy to be having that combo. You'd
Yeah.
expect a
The guy I'm
college
going with is older
kid.
than me, but he's a badass dude. I hate to say it. Like he's one of those guys. You shake his hand. It's like you ever shake hands with a guy? It feels like he has like 3 hamburger patties
Yeah.
in their hands.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where I'm like he can handle himself, but I'm like it's different when it's 5 against 1 or 25 against 1. Do you jump in or do you sit there and walk away and ask him, hey, I'll hold the car keys before the game starts just so I can get a ride home because he's driving. You know what I mean? Do you go team?
Yeah.
Do you go friends over team or team over friends?
Team over friends.
Okay,
I'm protecting my friend. He got you the ticket. He's your
that's
boy.
true.
You got to
I
jump in there.
I got it.
Just
Even
don't
if
get
it means-
shanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
gotta
hard
be
to-
decked out in Dodger gear, though.
I will. There's no way you're
Okay.
gonna beat up a guy in a Mookie Betts jersey, right? Come on.
Yeah. Well, if you're from Boston.
No, I'm just saying if I'm wearing the home guy's jersey, I'm not getting. It's like I got to pass. I'm not getting beat up by someone wearing a Dodger jersey beating up another Dodger jersey guy.
I don't think the team affiliation has anything to do with it. If your friend's getting jumped, you got to go in there and help out your
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Nesterson, you got to jump in. I'll jump in, Nestor.
If any listener is going to this game and you see Dave, make sure you tap on his right shoulder. I don't see how many taps you get.
It's
Just tap.
it's all right. Hey, dude, it's gonna be one of the few times I've gone to a game where people aren't yelling "F you" at me. I get that in San Diego all the time. So
That's even funnier.
I'm gonna feel like I'm home. It's gonna feel like a good old family reunion when I go up there. Gonna enjoy it.
There you go.
It'll be a good time. All right, we'll wrap the show up. It's kind of depressing for the first 25 minutes, but we had to sit there and read what was going on. It felt like we were reading a goddamn obituary column, is what it felt like. All right, so here's the deal. We'll come back in 2 days. We're gonna pick games again. Robert will be better. All right, I laugh at the room. Got all over Robert. Told him to shut the hell up. But we'll be back. We'll pick games. We'll be a little bit better. It'll be Thursday night football. Again, there are 2 Monday night football games coming up again. Do you guys like the 2 Monday night games?
I do.
You do?
I do
I
because
know.
when you have the reason why is because when you have a situation like the Bills game where it's over before it starts, you can go over to the other game.
Yeah, but the difference is they need to stack them, not play them in a 25-minute start time different.
I
Like,
think
I feel like
45 minutes different.
What was it?
Yeah, it's not that
40,
bad.
I think a 45-minute difference.
Still, not. It wasn't good.
Dude, you have
I
like
don't know.
12 TVs in the garage. Why are you complaining?
And you're on the West Coast.
Yeah, you're the last guy that should be talking.
I was
Yeah.
complaining. I like one at a time. And here you go. I'm gonna throw something at you that probably isn't popular. I don't like when my team, I realize, plays on Thursday night. I don't know if I like when my team plays on Monday night. I feel like
I
we're
hate
missing
when my
out on
team
the.
plays on Thursday night. Hate it.
You do or don't?
I hate when my team plays on Thursday
Yeah,
night.
because it feels like
Yeah.
Sunday you aren't part of the party, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And if your team loses and doesn't look good, it sucks because Twitter is all about your game. So people are just ripping off takes that like probably aren't even accurate, but then you just have to eat it. That's the other thing too. It's like, oh, he's not very good. It's like he had one bad game, like stuff like that.
Here we go. I'm gonna give you the 2 Monday night games, by the way, because one game everyone's gonna watch. One game no one cares. It's gonna be Titans and Dolphins, and it's gonna be Lions and Seahawks. Lions and Seahawks is gonna be the game,
It's gonna be a
Oh, it's
really
electric.
good game.
right?
Yeah.
And then, by the way, Sunday night's game is outstanding. It's Ravens and Bills.
Yeah, that might be game of the weekend. I'm
It
gonna
is.
bet Bills.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty impressive to see exactly what happens. Anyway, there's a lot to talk about on Thursday. We'll get an idea exactly what's happening, who's playing for the Chargers. We'll get an idea of what happens with the Chiefs. We'll look to see which players on the Chiefs will be suspended. None, because then they never get suspended. So Chiefs are going full go. I want to get more into this Kelsey situation. By the way, is Kelsey cooked? Is he done, or is as people are yelling at Taylor Swift saying it's her fault? Okay, I got news for you. He was with girls before Taylor Swift. All right, it's not like he has jelly legs because he's with Taylor Swift too much. All right, he was with other girls, a lot of them beforehand. Okay, it is what it is. We're gonna get into all that stuff about Travis Kelsey and Mahomes and Andy Reid and how long this thing lasts, because I think all of us outside of Chiefs fans have just about had enough. So again, follow us on social media if you can. Josh, you created a Twitter account as well for the show. You want to give
Oh,
it?
thank God.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that. Yeah. Mario's going to put up on the screen while I talk. Right?
Oh.
Mario.
Yep.
So I made a Twitter account. The reason why I made a Twitter account is because we want to have more people to interact with, not only on this show, but throughout the weeks on Twitter during the off season, the whole time. It's a great way for everyone to interact with one another. We love talking with you guys within the fantasy group chat, but this gives us a way of talking with everybody kind of at once. The Twitter name, please follow us. We'll follow back, by the way. We're not one of those. Our @ is Bolt Crew Pod. Very simple. And then the background you see here in the show is our profile picture. Very easy to follow. And I'll follow back every single one of you guys. So please follow our Twitter handle right there, Bolt Crew Pod.
Boom.
Okay, there you go, right there. All right, again, thank you so much. If you didn't get a chance to watch the show live, leave your comments on YouTube. But as I said, we go back, we look at every single one of those, and we respond to those. As you guys have known, if you test us out, we do. We look at every single one of them. So we'll be back in about 4 to 8 hours. We'll be talking about the game coming up against the Chiefs, and then tell you what we think is going to happen in the other games as we make our picks. Look, we're bound to have a good week in our picks. I mean, this is what's going to happen. I mean, we're due. That's just the way it's going to go. So for Mario Heron, Josh Pillay, I'm Dave Pillay. Please like and subscribe to the show.